are ready to start.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Call to order. Hi, Count folks. You're ready to begin. Roll call.
Karen Valentino.
Yes.
Linda Von Clark is absent. Mike Petulli.
Here.
Cindy Geibel.
Here.
Melissa Wendy.
Here.
Alan Chase.
Here.
All right. I think we want to do the public hearing before the minutes. Is that okay? Marianne? I think that's what we usually do. We have a public hearing. It's scheduled at 6, I believe. So, all right. Oh, yes. All right, so we would like to open the public hearing. Can someone make a motion to open this for Circle T Enterprises?
I make a motion that we open the public hearing for Circle T.
Yeah.
Second.
All right. Okay.
Karen Valentino.
Yes.
Mike Petulli.
Yes.
Melissa Wendy.
Yes.
Alan Chase.
Yes.
All right. So, Kevin, could you,
Yeah, I don't know where you want me to.
that's okay, but if you wouldn't mind, again, summarizing.
Sure,
what
I'd be
the
happy to do
intent
that.
is.
And I think this is a good vantage point. I didn't want to get away in the camera.
Okay.
I'm Kevin Caracoli. I represent Circle T Enterprises, who owns property at 178 Darrell Road. They operate a batch plant, concrete batch plant at that location and have since August of 2021. We're here tonight for a site plan modification consideration. We started this process back in June of this year, 5 months ago, nearly to the day. I believe that the plan is straightforward. What we're proposing is to add a second silo to the operation to allow Circle T to utilize their own road in both directions, avoiding Soper Mills and any other road that's restricted by federal, state, county, local traffic regulations. We're not looking for any special consideration that nobody else has the ability to drive on those roads in terms of trucks, but we want to be treated as fairly as any other truck that goes up and down Darrell Road. And then expand the hours of operation from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. No batching would occur after 6 p.m. on any day, and the plant would remain closed on Sundays. The justification for this request is that Circle T has been in continuous operation since August of 21 without an issue that hasn't been addressed. The noise study that this board requested confirms that the decibel levels generated at the site during full operation are not perceptible beyond the boundaries of the property, and in any event do not pose a risk to the health, safety, or general welfare of the surrounding neighborhood. Circle T's ability to fully utilize Darrell Road is inability to utilize Darrell Road is a constraint on its business operation. It places them at a disadvantage with their competitors who have no such restrictions. Additionally, the cost of fuel creates additional unreasonable expenses at this time. The integrity of the road has not suffered. We've heard a report in that regard. Allowing truck travel in both directions will actually slow the pace of travel on this 45-mile-an-hour road. And Circle T contributes significantly to the tax base here in the town of New Haven and adds more revenue to the town by way of the sales tax generated by customer sales. They've been a good neighbor. They'll continue to operate in a responsible, reasonable way. We believe that the reports and the studies that have been submitted support all that we're asking for, and we'd ask for favorable consideration this evening in coming up with a determination that grants the site plan modifications as applied for. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, we have a number of people who would like to speak, and so Ellen Simonell, if you wouldn't mind,
I just would like to address the issue of him saying that he'd like to drive north on Darrow Road. Jason himself stood up there in the last meeting and said they had the sign taken down. He said that all the trucks, there's other trucks driving up and down on Darrow Road, north and south. We had signs put up that said no traffic, no truck traffic other than local deliveries. He had it taken down because he said it was hard for his drivers and for his delivery people to deliver things. I don't understand. If they can't figure out to drive that little bit farther and they know the way they have to go, there won't be any traffic driving north and south on that road. The traffic will not be that way. That's all.
okay, thank you. Linda Williams?
Okay, not all the changes requested in Circle T's application have been made available to the public by the planning board. Circle T's application states additional revisions to the approved site plan will be sought, and additionally, several revisions to the approved site plan are being requested. It says see attached. There is no attachment included in the documents provided by the planning board or on the town's website. What other changes are listed in this attachment that the residents aren't aware of? In the draft minutes from September 23 planning board meeting, the revisions are not defined. Some revisions were discussed at length during that meeting and the application was approved. How can the public make an informed decision regarding this matter if they don't even know what changes the industrial site is asking for? And why isn't the public being informed of all the changes that Circle T is requesting? All it says on the website is about the 53-foot silo, nothing else. Nothing else was attached. So most of the people here don't know what's going on. And the highway superintendent's letter regarding road conditions was not made available. There is no change in circumstance document available to the public on the town's website. The previous New Haven attorney asked Mr. Caracoli at the August 23rd planning board meeting to provide this document. The document was not made available until it was foiled. It is dated September 8th, 23. At the September 23 planning board meeting, Ms. Brachet, the lawyer, the town attorney, thanked Mr. Caracoli for providing said document. So why wasn't it made available to the public at that time? The residents don't know what all the site plan revisions are, let alone the basis for Circle T asking for these revisions. The change in circumstance document states that Circle T's business has increased, therefore they need to add another silo. What percentage of an increase is it? That's supposed to be included, I thought, in the change of circumstance document. This will also increase traffic, wastewater production, noise coming from the site, and extend hours. We have seen no studies done by Circle T to assess the effects of this site plan revision, what the site plan revision will have on the town of New Haven or its residents. Allowing an industry to dictate what it wants is setting a bad precedent for the town of New Haven. And is it actually a type 2 action? There are several answers on the SEAF Part 1 that don't seem correct. It says, does it propose action require a permit from another government agency? If Circle T has to obtain a revised SWIP or MSGP from the DEC, doesn't that mean the DEC is also an agency? And number 8, will the proposed action result in increase in traffic? Well, my husband will speak to that. 13B, would the proposed action physically alter existing wetland or water body? Water runs down the driveway and flows across Darrow Road and into Otter Creek, so yes. Will the proposed action create stormwater discharge either from point or non-point sources? A non-point source only means that runoff stormwater source is not discharged from a pipe. I'm sure that everyone has seen water running down Circle T's driveway and across Darrow Road, so that's also yes. Will stormwater discharge flow to adjacent properties? During the September 23rd planning board meeting, Mr. Caracoli stated that Circle T was aware of storm runoff flowing down their driveway and into the road. does the proposed action include construction or impoundment of water? The weirs that Circle T uses are affected by any increased production. Circle T's response to this question was, the existing project is subject to a SWIP or MSGP, but no changes to either plan are anticipated. Shouldn't the DEC be the judge as to the necessity of any new permits? Did Circle T, Mr. Caracoli, or the planning board contact the DEC to inquire as to whether any new or revised permits were needed? If so, have these new permits been received by the planning board and are so the planning board and public can review them? Are the existing weirs large enough for such increased production? 2 silos instead of 1, we would assume twice the production. If I'm correct, how can so many things be incorrect on this form, yet the application, seeker, and SEEF were still approved? Planning board members have to sign their names to this official/DEC document. And for this meeting, I hope everybody has reviewed the 23 conditions of Circle T's site plan approval, the original one. Several of these conditions still have not been complied with, such as 2 and 3, and I've included pictures showing the incomplete fencing and inadequate arborvitae. Number 9, traffic still travels north on Darrow Road. Complaints were filed with the CEO, but nothing has been addressed. 12, no pH testing. 14, the noise study was actually considered a noise survey, as less detailed testing was done, and there's no way to turn it back to our local law, which was the intended plan. 15, there's still no enclosure. Now Circle T wants to enclose only certain parts of the batch plant they deem noisy, and is this really in accordance with 2001 local law number 2? There's no cobbling in the driveway, and it says applicant shall not expand the batch plant site without submitting a new application to the town planning board. And didn't they violate this when they poured their new cement pad before these site plan revisions were approved? This new pad was cited several times during the September 23 planning board meeting by Mr. Caracoli, Jason Simmons, planning board members, and the town's attorney. CEO was also present at this meeting, and there seems to be no regard for our town's laws or the officials signing their names to these documents. We have seen no studies done by Circle T to assess the effects of what these site plan revisions will have on the town of New Haven or its residents. Allowing an industry to dictate what it wants is setting a bad precedent for the town of New Haven. Circle T pays only a fraction of the taxes in New Haven. 3 random combined properties that I added up just on Darrow Road pay more taxes each year.
You need to wrap it up. Are you?
Okay, this is my last part. They pay 3 random properties pay more than Circle T does each year. And it was stated at a town board meeting that the town receives little, if any, sales tax revenue from Circle T's business. And according to the New York Consolidated Laws, Town Law 271, because Mr. Chase was not a member of the planning board when this specific application, not the previous one, this specific one was filed in June of 2023, Mr. Chase is not eligible to vote on this matter.
No.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
And I'd like to have this added, please include the statement on the record for the public hearing.
Yes, that would be helpful to have your paperwork there. All right, thank you, Mark. And we do need to be conscious of the amount of time, so,
I'll read fast.
thank you.
The planning board did not discuss traffic patterns while approving Circle T's site plan approval. But because we came to the previous meeting, we heard this topic being discussed in relation to this matter. So is Circle T still asking to travel north on Darrow Road? The topic wasn't mentioned in the application approval or in the basis of consideration for this matter as discussed September 20th, 2023 on the SCAF Part 1, Number 8A. Will the proposed action result in a substantial increase in traffic above present level? It is marked no. How can this be true if vehicles are permitted to travel north on Darrow Road? This will increase traffic to not only Darrow Road, but also traffic will potentially increase on Lily Marsh Road, Stone Road, and Soper Mill Road. For those who don't know, Soper Mill Road connects to Darrow Road to State Route 104. For the original site plan application, Circle T submitted a traffic mitigation plan. Giles was the engineer. There has been no new traffic mitigation plan submitted for this application, nor has there been any assessment by New Haven Highway Superintendent Robert Parkers as to the effects of Circle T's traffic traveling north on Darrow Road, Lily Marsh Road, Stone Road, or Soper Mill Road. The Highway Superintendent's letter, which is a document that was not made available on the town's website, dated July 26, 2023, only addresses the effect of Circle T's traffic traveling south on Darrow Road. Going north, there are 3 dangerous intersections on Darrow Road. These are at Lily Marsh Road, Stone Road, and Soper Mill Road. There are 2 S-curves on Darrow Road, one to either side of Stone Road. There are 2 dangerous blind hills, one just north of Circle T's industrial site and another at the intersection of Darrow Road. And Soper Mill Road. There is also dangerous T-section, blind intersection at the intersection of Darrow Road and Soper Mill Road. Vehicles coming onto Darrow Road from Soper Mill Road cannot see what is coming down the hill until they begin to round the blind corner. By that time, it could be too late for a cement truck or other large vehicle traveling to or coming from Circle T's industrial site to stop. The north end of Darrow Road is more narrow than the south end. This will cause more problems for New Haven residents driving or walking on Darrow Road. Someone could be injured or even killed at any one of these points. Circle T is in their change of circumstance. Circle T in their change of circumstance document stated that their competition has an unfair advantage by being allowed to travel up and down Darrow Road without restrictions. We have cameras out in front of our house, and we have only seen in the past 2 years 2 or 3 other cement trucks traveling north on Darrow Road. 2 of these did not have their barrels turning, so presumably there was no cement in them at the time. We have seen numerous Circle T vehicles traveling on the north end of Darrow Road in the past 2 years. Mr. Simmons and Mr. Treese have stated that it isn't fair that other businesses can travel north on Darrow Road and Circle T's vehicles can't. But I'm sure they can understand that these other businesses didn't sign a site plan contract with the town of New Haven. New Haven Highway Superintendent's letter states that the biggest problem the Highway Department encounters concerning the concrete batch plant is the water running down the driveway when it rains. Jason Simmons and the town are trying to fix this problem. He's willing to work with the town on this issue. This is considered a non-point discharge of water source. If Circle T is willing to work with the town on this problem, then why haven't they in the past 2 years? They were to install cobbling stone to reduce the incidence of stones being lodged in the truck wheels or catch stone at the entrance of the access road from Darrow Road in order to assist with reducing flooding and reducing said issue of stones lodged in truck wheels, which is one of the original 23 conditions, condition number 17. Mr. Simmons stated that one of the local delivery signs confused his drivers and deliveries coming to the plant, so the town removed the sign for him. Why was this done for Circle T? These signs are put up as per original site plan approval for the residents' safety. You have to be able to understand road signage to get your CDL license. Therefore, all drivers coming to Circle T's site should be able to understand the signage and take the appropriate routes coming to the plant as well as leaving the plant. Circle T gets the traffic revision that they're asking for. Does this mean that the local delivery signs at all intersections coming to Darrow Road will be taken down? This will significantly increase the traffic on Darrow Road and Soper Mill Road. And please attach this to the record of the meeting.
Thank you.
You want us to just put the papers right here? Pick them up all at once, or?
Sherry Mullen?
The few things that I was gonna touch base on, Linda and her husband already did, so I don't think there's any need to reiterate.
Okay. Thank you. That was, Sherry, and she said, it's already been said, by Linda and her husband. Cindy, Conyu?
Yep. A lot of the things I was gonna say are already been said, so I just wanna say, where are all the documents? I've been to the meetings and heard about these documents that were talked about, but they're nowhere on the town's website, nor were they attached to see Circle T's application as it was supposed to be. I went to the town clerk and most of those things, you can't open them, and I didn't get a copy of them. So there are several things that Circle T is talking about that the residents don't even know. Why weren't the residents told that Circle T wants to expand the hours of operation or that they want to go north? This is important information that the town's residents need to know. Why is this information being kept secret from the town's residents? What else are you proving tonight for Circle T's industrial site that us residents don't know about? The noise survey was done. It was not in-depth study, and there's no way to relate that survey to New Haven's 2001 local law number 2, section 5.10, as was the purpose of performing the study. No sounds are supposed to be heard outside of the industrial site. The noise study is not to assess how loud noises are on the site. That's up to OSHA. The study should only cover noise coming from the site. The neighboring noise levels were not even measured. Every day we hear noise coming from the industrial site, some days even before and after the approved hours. Many families have complained about the noise through the emails, calls, and letters. Circle T has been in operation for 2 years, as Mr. Carefully said, since August of '21. Why should we believe that Circle T will now comply with the new conditions of a revised site plan? The CEO doesn't investigate/enforce the conditions that are now in place, even though a judge agreed that the original conditions, if followed, should make it okay for the industrial site to be in a residential neighborhood. They have not followed most of the conditions as yet. Now Circle T is asking for a site plan revision, and now they're suddenly working to fix their driveway. That was condition number 17 of the original site plan. Just a few days ago, there was a truck in a trailer not able to make the turn off Darrell Road onto Sapper Mills Road. It was stuck in a ditch and blocked the road until he was pulled out. It went on for about 45 minutes. We are just asking for you, the town, to uphold the town laws with any conditions imposed upon Circle T. As you sign your names to this document, remember it will set a precedence for future business coming into New Haven. And please include this statement in your notes for tonight.
Okay, thank you. We will.
Madam Chair, could I just ask one clarification that the incident on Soper Mills, did not involve a Circle T truck, right? I'm not.
Correct.
not
Our thing is, we don't
insinuating that
need
it
those
did.
big trucks going up through there.
All right,
Because
just-
it's already dangerous, it's a bad hill,
It-
and it erodes all
Wanna
the
make that
time.
clear.
That's fine, but
So,
I wondered that
Nobody
as
said
well.
it was
I
Circle T.
realized it was not a Circle T truck.
I didn't say Circle T.
Yes, you did not. Okay, thank you. All right, Tony Carlo?
Yes, ma'am. I apologize, I didn't write anything down like
No,
that.
that's okay.
I'm a neighbor right to the south of Circle T. And I was actually surprised when I found out they were only allowed to come south on Darrow Road. Myself, that I was kind of taken back. Some environmental concerns were brought up, but the amount of extra traffic, a truck having to come all the way south past my place just to go up on 104, that kind of doesn't make sense to me. Driving more miles. And as far as noise is concerned, like I said, I'm right to the south of them. It didn't seem like any more noise than background noise to myself. Jason, I've just gotten to know him since I moved out there, and he's been a good neighbor to me. He's welcomed me in, and I've only gotten a chance to talk to some of the neighbors. You all are probably up from north of Jason's place, and that's probably why I've never met y'all. But that's all I wanted to say was just I didn't really see on my end an issue there.
How long have you lived, Darrell?
I bought the place 2 years ago, man.
Okay, right around the time this opened up.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Alright, so it looks like Jason, is that appropriate, wants to speak?
I was just signing it.
Oh, you're just signing it, okay. John, Therese?
Yeah, I signed it.
Oh, you as well, okay, no worries. Holly, it looks like Bagel?
Bagel.
Bagel.
Thank you. Alright, so I wanted to address the issue of why isn't the town enforcing what Circle T agreed to, what they signed to a year ago when the conditions were imposed upon them. They signed that agreement with the town, and they haven't really followed any of those, which Linda and Mark already discussed. But if they're not following those conditions, why isn't there a stop work order? Last year, we went round and round with Russell Sturts, shut him down like that, only because he had some stone in the road. I know it's not apples to apples, but, I mean, if you're doing it for one, you gotta do it for the other. And then the town needs to uphold these conditions of operations before any changes can be made. You represent the town, the residents of this town. None of the owners of this business live in the town of New Haven. There's mention that there is no different noise that comes from the Speedway, and that we can hear that, but it's different. The Speedway operates on weekends in the summer, not Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. And there's other noise that comes from that plant other than the batch plant operating. I laid in bed this morning, and at 5:45, I heard a lot of banging, and I live a half a mile away. I mean, could have been right in my front yard. That's how loud it is. The surrounding roads do have signs up that say local traffic. I've never seen anybody other than people that I know come down those roads to deliver. Cause I check, when a truck goes by, I'm looking, where are they going? Are they on the road? Are they delivering on the road, or are they just passing through? And even though our road is listed 45 miles an hour, it is not followed and is not enforced. I was pulling signs out of my yard last week, and a truck went by doing at least 55. And I just was blown away, because 30 feet away is a 45-mile-an-hour zone. And for sales tax, the sales tax does not go directly to the town. It is county sales tax. So we see it circled down from the county at that point. And it's to the curve on Darrow Road. Yesterday morning, I saw the town highway people patching that curve. It is always falling, crumbling. When it rains heavy, snows, ice, it's always coming apart, and that curve is just too sharp for any kind of truck with weight to turn. And they cannot go down that road across that bridge, because even school buses cannot cross that bridge because of the weight limit. And personally, they chose to do business in a residential area. They chose to do business in our town. These are the conditions that the town and the judge has put on them. They have to live with it. If they don't like it, let them move someplace else. It is a portable batch plant. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Holly. Yeah.
Can I read this?
Okay.
So, July 26th, we have something from Robert Parkhurst when he checked the road. Says, in regard to the town of New Haven's assessment of the Circle T's concrete business impact on the road condition is as follows. As the highway superintendent, I have found no significant impact on the condition of Darrow Road since the opening of Circle T. With that being said, the town highway department has put about $500 into blacktop to patch the holes on Darrow Road from the batch plant south to County Route 6 in 2023, and about the same in 2022. Although the biggest problem the highway department encounters concerning the concrete batch plant is the water running down the driveway when it rains. This has always been a problem, even when the previous owner, Brian Stevens, owned the property. Jason Simmons and the town are trying to fix this problem. He's willing to work with the town on the issue. The town highway department plans to blacktop Darrow Road from Stone Road to County Route 6 in 2024 as previously planned, according to the schedule that he uses for paving. This section of Darrow Road hasn't been paved since 2009.
That's south on Darrow Road. North is much different. It's curved, there's blind hills, and it's falling apart.
I believe that, that was read at a different, planning board meeting,
Yes.
letter from, the, highway superintendent, Bob Parkhurst, and, I believe it was from County Route 6 up to Stone Road, that section of 6 that
Correct.
he was talking about. All right. Janie?
Yes, so here we are again in another public hearing without the documents to be discussed available for the public. We're here for a site plan amendment, without the amendment, without the change in circumstance, that's already been said. To speak to what somebody else said, a certain member should not be voting. Consolidated Town Law 271-6. No additional member shall take part in consideration of any matter for which an application was on file with the planning board at the time of his or her appointment. That's one of the members. Another member that's here this evening was told they had to recuse because they objected. I think it's obvious that maybe another member needs to recuse, for favoritism. Anyway, the parties the town of New Haven and Circle T Enterprises entered into a mutually agreed upon contract, and Circle T has not met a quantifiable change in circumstances. They want this, they want that. They keep stating they want to be equal to their competitors. Then the town of New Haven should ask their competitors to comply with the requirements of the extremely narrow roads that cannot support large trucks on a regular basis north of Darrow Road. Many residents have talked about Lily Marsh Road, Soper Mills Road, Stone Road. These roads are not made to be traversed, nor can the infrastructure of those roads support repeated travel by large trucks. So those roads are lower. Lily Marsh is noted back to the 1800s for its treacherous conditions. That whole area is like a swamp. It's a sinkland. It shouldn't be traversed. Like, I grew up here. I remember when it was dirt. It was a single lane. Those roads can't support that travel, nor are they wide enough for people to be going both ways on that. It's just not feasible. Again, mutually agreed upon contract. One of the conditions of this operation was pH testing. This was negotiated that this should be done. Now the town is saying that it doesn't have the proper person to perform that pH testing. That should have been done before the conditions of operation. Can people use litmus paper? Like, come on, this isn't rocket science. The town is the one that has jurisdiction over the businesses that are operating within this town. These are mutually agreed upon conditions. This is what the people involved in these agreements agreed to do for this business to be operating in a residential neighborhood. You hear these people tonight, like, you people don't live here. Look at it, live here. Be here for 30, 50 years, and then you guys might have something to say about it. Like, these were thoughtful conditions of operation, and if you haven't read the original ones that were from 2 years ago, then you should have by now at this point. This whole thing's been ridiculous, and you really need to think about the citizens in this town and the original conditions of operations that have not been met. Repeatedly, the town is not enforcing them properly. There's ordinances and there's laws in this town for a reason. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that is everyone on the list, that wasn't just signing in.
I wanna make one comment. The town law section 271 that you're referring to is increasing membership. That's for,
It applies, if you look at do you understand the case law behind it? Because I
increasing
do.
membership.
So,
Any town board.
I don't want to debate law with you,
Can
thank
you,
you.
can I talk, please?
No.
Increasing membership. Any town board may, by local law or ordinance, increase a 5-member planning board to 7 members. Additional members shall be first appointed for single terms as provided by resolution of the town board in order that the terms of members shall expire in each of 7 successive years, and their successors shall thereafter be appointed for full terms of 7 years. No such additional member shall take part in the consideration of any matter for which an application was on file with the planning board at the time of his or her appointment.
Correct, you said exactly what I'm
Exactly.
saying.
Additional members increasing from
He
5
was
to
an
7.
He was an additional member.
now he's
Okay, we have an
member.
attorney
That's
here.
enough, that's enough.
Well, if you're
And
gonna retort me, I think I should, no.
Please,
We heard your comments.
yes.
The application was just deemed complete, I think, not the last meeting, the meeting before. The board member was, the application wasn't complete prior to him being a board member.
It came in June though. The application came in June.
It wasn't,
It was submitted in June.
initially, it wasn't accepted as complete until 2 months ago.
And he voted on it.
Excuse me.
He wasn't
it's-
supposed to.
This
Sorry.
question
public
came up,
hearing.
this question came up, previously.
Then explain it to us.
And my understanding from Leslie was that what you're trying to point out, Betty Jo, is intentionally changing the number, not the person on your planning board, but to say now we're a 7-member board instead of a 5-member board. It's like changing the number of people on the Supreme Court because you have legislation that you would like to get passed. So that is what is not being permissible, but it's not saying I can't substitute a new person on the Supreme Court or on this planning board who's going to address an issue. So they're very different ideas, and one has to deal with the physical number of voting bodies, and the other has to do with the person. So they're not comparable. Okay, we're done. Can we have a motion to end this public hearing?
I make a motion to end the public hearing for Circle T.
Any second?
I'll second.
Karen Valentino?
Yes.
Mike Cattouli?
Yes.
Cindy Gaibo? Oh, I'm sorry, she's out. Melissa Wendy?
Yes.
Alan Chase?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So the public hearing's over, but I do very much appreciate the comments that you've made. Did you already collect the papers?
I've got 2, I think someone else has.
If there was anybody who wanted to give Betty Jo your paperwork, thank you for all of the
just the
the
one?
comments.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that what we would like to do is attend to some of the other business.
We gotta bring back our.
Yes, let's bring back, Linda and Cindy.
I'm sorry.
So we want to look at the minutes from the September meeting as well as the October meeting. I wasn't here in October, and the September meeting minutes, Cindy, I think you abstained because you weren't here. So we didn't have enough votes for it to actually pass. So if you could take a minute or two, they should look relatively familiar, I hope, to look at those September meeting minutes. Everyone, do you have them handy, everyone?
Thought we, just because you abstained the rest 3 days.
Well, Betty Jo brought this up today, and we asked Rebecca.
Okay.
So,
Because it's
And
3.
you had,
Honest-
I mean, did you have comments
about the
change
September meeting?
in September?
Well, I didn't have comments. I think there were some approval of the minutes that were made in the October minutes that that there were some changes that needed to be made with it. Are you asking me about that?
I think she's asking if you have any other changes. that
Oh,
need to-
do I have any other changes that I would add? No.
Okay.
And they look good to me. If I'm fine with them and everybody else had voted yes previously, can we just go ahead and make a motion to approve them?
September meeting?
The September minutes, yes. With the changes that were specified in the October minutes. Does that make sense?
I make a motion to accept the September minutes with the 3 changes that we provided. Would you like to read them?
I don't know. Do they need to be read out loud?
They are part of the October minutes, so I don't know.
Right.
Maybe we should just have them.
Go ahead, Mike.
Circle T application for amended site plan review. Circle T application for amended site plan review basis of consideration. And planning board, or the flood damage protection, law number 3, which was submitted and recommended by the town board for approval. Those are the changes that we had for September and the October meeting.
So Mike made a motion, so we just need a second on that.
Second.
Karen Valentino,
Yes.
Linda Von Clark,
Abstain.
Mike Petulli,
Yes.
Cindy Gaibo,
Abstain.
Melissa Wendy,
Yes.
Alan Chase.
Yes.
Alright, that was September's, and now, we have October minutes, that we'd like to look at and, see if there's any changes needed.
Motion to accept the minutes as shown.
I'll second.
Karen Valentino,
Abstain.
Linda Von Clark, Mike Petulli,
Yes.
Cindy Gaibo,
Abstain.
Melissa Wendy,
Yes.
Alan Chase.
Yes.
Yeah, should we have 3 then?
I wasn't here.
What if we approve the portion of the minutes, cause I think all of the only thing you could approve them would be the portions that didn't, you know. Please, Circle T.
Yeah, I think the only thing on there about Circle T is just for rescheduling,
Yeah,
other than the changes that
yeah,
we made to the
everything
minutes.
else. They could approve everything other than that was some vote. Yeah, that one you want to approve the meeting minutes. August 20th.
sorry, what was, even if, make sure I'm, so this is, yeah. So we just, in the way that Mike proposed the September minutes, we said including these. So now do we say October minutes approving everything except the. Well, we added those to what we approved for the September minutes, September minutes including these. So now, my thought is, can't we just approve these excluding the
Correct.
approval
Yeah,
of previous minutes portion?
Correct.
And the whole thing, just
Correct.
we removed everything else, okay, including this reference to the public hearing for Douglas? Is that okay? Or would Cindy have been gone during that time too? Okay. So, get rid of this, and approve everything else. Correct. So need a motion to approve these minutes excluding those portions. Sound good?
Withdraw mine? Do you need a withdrawal of my motion?
So? Okay, that works. So, yes, if we just exclude the approval of the previous minutes and the public hearing, we can approve for those. Okay, thank you. A motion,
So we're gonna exclude the approval of the previous minutes
and
and
the public hearing.
so just restate the motion.
Yes, please.
Motion
To-
motion to amend,
No,
new
no.
motion. We're gonna,
I
okay.
think we're just approving it, so those will be there but not approved. Is that okay to leave them in there?
We've approved it once, should we rescind that and start over, or just make an amendment to?
Why don't just do it.
So motion to amend last month's minutes to exclude the approval that was shown on this and to exclude the public hearing